It's been more than 6 months since the PBA awarded its last title on Fox, the PBA World Championship, won by Jason Belmonte. And now, more than 6 months later, the Storm World Series of Bowling resumes. Today, two former players of the year, Sean Rash and E.J. Tackett, as well as Darren Tang and rookie sensation Packy Hanrahan take to the lanes, all at the same time, for some rapid-fire competition in the Go Bowling PBA Cheetah Championship. What a tremendous view from the base of the Lincoln Memorial, Washington National Mall across the reflecting pool. There's the monument. Only 20 minutes from Bolero Centerville in Virginia, where tonight on FS1 we bring you the 2020 Storm World Series of Bowling, the greatest global showcase in professional bowling. Tonight, it's the Cheetah Championship for the world's best on display, competing for a PBA Tour title. It's one of 3 World Series of Bowling shows still to come. We'll have one qualifying game to determine seeding, then 4 bowlers step-ladder finals. Sean Rash, E.J. Tackett in the midst of Hall of Fame caliber careers, young stars Packy Hanrahan and Darren Tang in search of their first career PBA title. Welcome, bowling fans, to the 2020 Storm World Series of Bowling. We're back, finally. Dave Ryan alongside Randy Peterson, my Hall of Fame broadcast partner, joined by Kimberly Presser throughout the broadcast as well. It's been a long wait, Randy. Back in March, we all called Jason Belmonte winning yet another major championship. He won the World Championship title. Now it's time to resume the World Series of Bowling, and we have 4 intriguing storylines, right? Yeah, we really do. But, Dave, officially, this is the longest World Series of Bowling in PBA history. But you're right, the players are vastly different, and starting with our 2 non-winners in Packy Hanrahan and Darren Tang. And Darren's road to the finals tonight was very interesting, and we'll actually show you video of that later on in the telecast. And then it's the 2 Titans, E.J. Tackett and Sean Rash. I think the most compelling story is how many televised finals Sean Rash has actually made at the World Series of Bowling without a win. Hard to believe. Let's see if Sean can flip the script on that storyline. He's joined now by Kimberly.
Thanks, Dave. So, Sean, the past World Series of Bowlings have been pretty bittersweet for you. You've made 15 shows, but you've not walked away with a win. How much does that motivate you here tonight?
Well, Kimberly, it's always nice to just make a show. People at home just don't realize how hard it is. Whether I was 10 years ago when I was a little bit younger or even now a little bit older, these are the best in the world for a reason. And every time you make a show, it's just, you know, you're knocking on the door, and hopefully that door opens, and hopefully today, that's the day.
We appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thanks, Kimberly.
Cheetah oval pattern, 33 feet in length. The players are going to use the extreme outside part of the lane because that's where the friction is. And then once that bowling ball comes off the end of the pattern, look for some pretty sharp moves down lane.
Love the format. 1 game. Seeding round.
A 13-time PBA champion with 2 major titles. The 2016 PBA Player of the Year, E.J. Tackett.
Pound for pound, the most powerful player on tour. This future Hall of Famer looks to win for the 14th time. And he's only 28 years old, Dave.
Spectacular talent. E.J. back in the lanes. Trying to get off that lucky 13. Small town Indiana, big time game. Seeding rounds underway, and the 8-pin remains.
A 15-time PBA champion with 2 major titles, the 2011-12 PBA Player of the Year, Sean Rash.
Sean has put his game back together the last couple of seasons and proven a lot of people wrong along the way. Today he looks for his 2nd win of the season and 16th overall.
From just outside Chicago. 15 years and 15 titles. Well, it's been a fabulous career so far for Rash. Really. 1 ball so far from Tackett. Seeding round underway for Rash. Perfect start.
Interesting nugget. So the players in Las Vegas. Well, 10 games of qualifying, and then they cut to the top 16. Sean Rash was number 16, last guy to get in.
A two-time member of Team USA, he finished second in the 2016 PBA Cheetah Championship, Darren Tang.
Yeah, well, Darren Tang finished second earlier this year and second on the same cheetah pattern in 2016. Today, the 50-year pro looks to win for the first time in his career. And some would say that Darren is one of the best non-winners we have on tour today.
Agreed. Starts his day with a perfect shot, 1-3 pocket in the qualifying, the seeding round here.
PBA League Alliance Cup champion with the Portland Lumberjacks. His best finish on the PBA Tour's 5th in this season's PBA Oklahoma Open, Packy Hanrahan.
Hard to believe this young man didn't start bowling until the age of 15. In high school is where he learned his two-handed style. Fresh off his Elias Cup win, he too is looking for his first career title.
Manager Tim Mack was so excited to have Packy as part of the Portland Lumberjacks, the eventual PBA League champs this year. Packy's day starts with a strike.
Packy using urethane. He told us last night that he was going to try to get his hand more around the side of it to get the ball to continue once it comes off the end of the oil pattern.
So far, so good with that, Randy. Here's Rash. There's a strike.
Great shot, Sean.
Perfect start for Rash in the seeding round game. And then we'll determine our 4 bowlers in the stepladder final. Cheetah Championship. DJ Tackett. A tap on the 10.
That was you, I guess. A white ball. I'll figure it out here. Tap and strike it goes next.
Thanks, Cecil. I can see it now.
Okay. Plus minus will be down here like at 9 score like we do.
Packy struck, first frame for him. It's a complete game for seeding.
Remember, high game will be your #1 seed. Wow, Packy looking nice early.
I didn't even request this song.
He thought about playing basketball. He's 6'4" now, Packy, but in high school he was 5'0", he said. A lot of guys going out for the basketball team, not as many for bowling, so became a bowler instead. Dang, wow. Blisters the rack, 1-3 pocket, perfect shot for Darren Tang.
Well, Packy actually said that he wasn't going to make the freshman basketball team because there's like 60 kids trying out.
Too many guys.
And his parents said, well, you're going to play something. He goes, hey, let me try this bowling thing.
It worked out pretty well.
Yeah, he's a great kid, and very interesting conversation we had with him. But yeah, he's a very nice young man. Uh-oh.
Tackett. Wow.
Well, and that's the beauty of Cheetah. You have to get as close as you can to the edge. It's not going to surprise myself or the players if one happens to go into the gutter. That's just the part of this pattern where you have to play that far to the right.
Ash keeps it going. Well, good shot there, but a 4-pin stance for Sean. His first non-strike. He liked it. Back to Darren Tang, former star at San Jose State in college. A San Francisco area native. Leaves a 10-pin there. Now lives in Las Vegas. Rash. Destroys the 4-pin.
Darren Tang's using urethane, as is Packy Hanrahan. Sean Rash using reactive resin. I'm trying to find out, is Tacky, he is using urethane as well. Okay. So 3 out of the 4 players using urethane, and the reason why it's easier for them to go straighter because the urethane balls don't hook as much down lane.
But not all 4 guys, so do you agree with that?
Well, Sean Rash doesn't really like to throw urethane a lot. He likes to do it with his hand. So he'll take his hand out and flatten his hand out a bit and make it go straighter that way.
Tap on the 10 for the lefty, Packy Hanrahan. Former national champ at Wichita State. Tremendous 4 bowlers here in Centerville, Virginia. Storm World Series of Bowling. Cheetah Championship underway here on FS1. Seeding round continues. Then we'll have a step ladder ready to go. Shocking development there. And Darren Tang, the benefactor. So Rash, Tang, Packy, and Tackett make the TV finals. We're in the midst of the seeding round now to see who will be the first, second, third, fourth seeds in stepladder bowling. While we were gone, 4th frame here for Darren Tang. Tough break, Randy, 7-10.
Yeah, unlucky here. Watch the ball kind of stall when it gets to the pocket, and then 5-pin went right behind the 7.
Did not convert, did strike though in his next frame. So they're the numbers into the 6th frame now. In match 1, which is a seeding round. And then we start your traditional stepladder bowling with our 4 seeds to determine the Storm World Series of Bowling, Go Bowling, PBA Cheetah Championship. Here's Rash. There's a strike.
All right, I just have to kind of update the ball that E.J. Tackett's throwing. As you see, he won the Chris Schenkel Player of the Year award in 2016. It's actually not a urethane ball. They call it a microcell polymer. So it does absorb way less than a resin ball, but it does absorb more oil than a regular urethane. So what does that mean? Well, it means it's just a little bit stronger than your average urethane bowling ball.
So again, I ask you, with that in mind, is it a good choice for these conditions?
But it has to be. EJ's throwing it. EJ never makes bad choices.
He's pretty awesome. Packy Hanrahan. All 10 back.
The thing I like about Packy is he's got the left side of the lane all to himself, and you know he got very comfortable during the Elias Cup Finals when he was striking a lot with the Portland Lumberjacks, and if he gets comfortable tonight, you might see him win his first title.
So the TV numbers, career for Tang, there is not the shot he wanted. 4-pin up, avoids a really tough split. Darren, a fantastic athlete, along with his brother. Got into martial arts at age 8. It also took about 4 years to get his black belt. Pretty impressive.
Wait, he's a black belt?
He is a black belt.
Man, I'm so glad I didn't mess with him the other night.
Me too. That would have been fast. Over quickly.
That would have been painful.
7th frame for Tackett.
Look at that.
Wow. Flirting with a channel.
I think there's a song by Aerosmith, Living on the Edge.
There is.
Right? But you have to on this cheetah oil pattern. That's where the friction is.
It's halfway off there.
Half the ball hanging into the right gutter.
Rash almost crossed over for a Brooklyn strike. Oh, how does the 6-pin stand up? That was amazing.
Just struck.
2 boards left, and that ball goes through the nose. And so now that's basically telling you why the players have to get the ball that close to the edge.
Seventh frame for Tang. Ball 10 back. Rash has his mark as we roll on with the seeding round to determine the top 4 seeds for stepladder play.
Again, so hard to believe Sean Rash, as great as he's been throughout the 11 World Series of bowling events, that he's never won a single event, 15 telecasts.
Shocking. And it came up right away in our interview with him yesterday, and Kimberly asked him about it top of the broadcast. Sure, it's a big theme for Sean, who is bound for the Hall of Fame without question. Great career. But it's sort of like Belmo not winning PBA League. You know, there's that one thing. And Belmonte's team, LAX, failed to win this year again. 7-pin count for Rash.
That was pretty good.
Great bowler like Sean Rash, Randy, you want to do it. You want to complete the feat, right? I mean, you got to fill out that resume.
No, I agree with you. I mean, the league is kind of out of Belmonte's control because he's got 4 other players that, you know, kind of have to help. The individual now is a different story, but you would think law of averages would somehow catch up with Sean Rash, and he should have been able to win, you know, 2 or 3 of these events. Hasn't been the case.
Back to Tang. 8th frame. Big for Darren Tang. Wow. Not just a 7-10, but a big 4-2.
Yeah, thank you.
Here's Packy. His 8th frame.
Are we allowed to talk to them or no?
6-10 up for Packy Hanrahan, the second Packy in his family. Dad also Packy. They don't know where it came from in terms of the nickname. Don't know the origin. Big 4, tough leave. Tang, 6-10 up. And his deficit balloons in this match 1. It's seeding round.
Rash still has a shot. Tackett's your leader by 1 over Packy. And Darren Tang is probably going to claim the 4th seed.
That'll lead us to step ladder bowling here in Centerville, Virginia. EJ Tackett strikes.
Yeah, EJ's getting real comfy now. And max score for EJ Tackett, 268. Packy can only shoot 258. And, oh, Sean Rash with a big 4 in the 9th.
Straight gift wrap the fucking number 1 seed.
He's hit a couple big 4s and a 7-10.
Looks like Rash and Tang will be in the opening match. The 3 and 4 seed tournament leader will be determined by what happens here in the 10th frame. Packy getting up in the 9th.
Strike for Tang, who ran at 16, knocked out Patrick Gerard in 5, and then went the distance with Francois Lavoie. We saw the recap a moment ago, that wild finish. And ended up in the gutter.
Sean needs a mark and decent count to stay ahead of Darren Tang, if Darren were to strike out. Darren can shoot 202. Sean Rash is going at 207. Right now it's coming down to Packy and Tackett for your #1 seed.
Here's Packy.
And now it's going to be Tackett.
3-7. Sean Rash finishing up here in the seeding round. Tackett, Hanrahan, Rash, Tang. Packy, 3-7, cannot convert. Tackett trying for a 5-bagger here. And a great finish to this seeding round game. To be top seed, bringing 10-pin. Good shot. Beat Bill O'Neill and Wes Malott. Swept Big West 3 straight. Did E.J. Tackett to get to our show here tonight.
EJ just a mark to stay ahead of Hanrahan. And there it is. He'll be your #1 seed, followed by Packy, Hanrahan, Sean Rash, and Darren Tang.
Should be fantastic stepladder bowling from here in Centerville, Virginia. Jay Tackett to the top seed. Looks sharp through the seeding round game. As the World Series of Bowling is finally back underway. Two-7 baby split for Packy late.
And Darren went to a different ball there, and Sean Rash tried a couple different balls in the 10th frame, and they're just trying to find something better than what they had.
Nice conversion. The lefty with a 2-7. Late in the seeding round game. Stepladder bowling still to come here at the World Series of Bowling 11. PBA Cheetah Championship. Couple of late strikes here for Darren Tang. Get him in the right frame of mind for stepladder bowling coming up. It'll be the first match. Head-to-head with Sean Rash. Winner to take on Packy, winner to take on E.J. Tackett, the top seed. Here at the Storm World Series of Bowling. Go Bowling PBA Cheetah Championship. E.J. Tackett, Randy, is the top seed. Trying for another championship, isn't he?
He really is. E.J. Tackett, he's looking to capture his 14th career title. He's got a formidable left-hander he'll have to go through in order to win it.
Time to bowl, Centerville, Virginia. Dave, Randy, Kimberly with you. Go Bowling PBA Cheetah Championship. Rash, Tang, stepladder bowling. 4 against 3 seed. To get to the top seed, E.J. Tackett. Defending champ Dick Allen, not on this show. And before that, the champs in this event, Parker Bowling III, the legend, Mike Wolf and Jesper Svensson. Tang gets us going. 4 versus 3. That's a high shot that crosses over in the 6-pin stands.
It's like the same.
Darren with that cool blue hair we'll tell you about. Kimberly has a story. 6 pin. Has his mark. Get this match going.
Good job.
Champ of the Oklahoma Open, former PBA Player of the Year. Summer Clash champ as well in Jupiter, Florida. That was back in June. Sean Rash, right lane. You bet. Whoa, 8 pin. Oh, that was down for sure.
Oh, I've seen that pin a lot in my career. Hi, Randy.
Thanks, Sean. And it's back to therapy for Randy. Great shot here by Sean Rash. Watch the ball. A little deflection as it goes right by the A-pin. Oh.
Well, I made it.
There's a little drama behind that. He beat Matt McNeil in the round of 16 3-2 and Kyle Troop 3-2 in the round of 8. So
we saw that in the seeding round, flirting with the channel. That's the best approach to the 1-3 pocket for the right-handers here. Strike for Tang. Back to Kimberly Moore on that cool blue hair, right?
Guys, when not bowling, Darren is an avid video gamer who often uses the streaming platform Twitch. A while back, he was on there playing a random generated marble race where he and his fans designated each marble with an action. So whatever marble crossed the finish line first, Darren had to do. And as you guys can guess, the marble that won was called Color Your Hair. So he opted to make his hair blue to honor his PBA League team, the New York City Kingpins.
Just love it, Kimberly. Thanks. What a cool look. I mean, I'd recommend you stick with that look, Randy, personally.
Darren can pull it off. I couldn't.
Neither could I. It was all 10 down for Darren Tang. Great shot. In our second match. The first was the seeding round. Back at number 1 seed. Sorry, Randy.
Not to mention the fact that he's a black belt, and if I said any different, I wouldn't want to get throat punched.
No, it wouldn't be good. It'd be over quickly. Back to Sean Rash. Wow. 7 pin goes down late. So Sean, it is an option to bowl with a mask or without. Darren is keeping it on. Sean will take it off. It's a comfort factor for the players. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I do. I agree with that. I mean, Darren obviously is comfortable wearing it. Sean doesn't feel the same. I think the most intriguing part of what we're watching is just how good these players are at getting that bowling ball to within an inch, a half inch, an inch and a half of the gutters and not have it go in. That's how accurate and that's how good these players are.
Didn't like that. Some issue with the footwork, so we'll try it again. Reset.
Works that rosin bag first. Goes for his pre-shot routine again. All tied up due to the solid 8 pins Sean left in the first frame.
Ready to bowl. And knocks them all down. Perfect shot. 1-3 pocket for Sean Rash.
Look at that, Dave.
Great shot. Hi, girls. Hi, girls. Love you.
Got a beautiful family.
Yes, he does.
3 daughters. Arsenal. Tang.
Fast pitch for Tang. And that is urinal. That is urethane.
Maybe you can help us out there.
Darren not playing near as wide, but he didn't hit the friction spot either, so he comes in light, leaving the 2-pin.
2. Whoa, just
Easy.
by a whisker. Takes down the 2-pin and stays clean in the match with Sean Rash. Can't afford a mistake. A single pin conversion. Oh. Fifth frame for Darren Tang. Works on a spare. Hoping for some little help on the 9-pin. Stands again for him.
Unlucky. See, that time he got it farther right, as you can see right there, 1.5 board. Picked up much more friction, but unlucky leaving the solid 9 for Darren Tang.
Two-time member, Team USA, Darren Tang. Originally from San Francisco. We told you about his All-American career at San Jose State. Now lives in Vegas. Back to Rash. Chance for a 22-pin lead. For a 4-bagger. 10-pin.
Good shot. Just a pinch inside of his last strike shot.
That could have struck.
Yeah, could have. You heard Sean say that could have struck, and he's right.
Rash continues his quest to his first ever World Series of bowling event. Thursday Night Football returns to Fox. Brady and the all-new Bucks look like the real deal as he takes on Super Bowl 52 rival Nick Foles. Now with the Bears. Comes your way on Fox, NFL Network, and streaming on Prime Video. Big early season NFL matchup.
I better hope. Tom Brady better hope that Khalil Mack doesn't get a hold of him. Check out John Rash's arsenal, the Afterburner Purple. Little forward with the roll right there on that shot, and that's why that ball didn't really get up to the pocket, Dave. It was a little light and leaves the 7-pin. Wait a minute. No, the 7-pin went down. That's a strike.
That was wild.
Yeah, I couldn't see it in my monitor.
Strike for Rash. Head-to-head with Darren Tang. Good match here, Randy.
Real good match. Shot Rash in complete control, though.
You're watching the Storm World Series of Bowling on FS1. Our clean break of the game here, Randy.
Yeah, well, I couldn't see it because it wasn't up in our monitor. Couldn't see it because it wasn't up in our monitors. But down lane, this is what happened. Sean slow rolls the 7 out. Talk about a clean break.
Brought to you by Light Life. Light Life, the official plant-based burger partner for the PBA. Light Life, our passion is making great tasting plant-based food with simple, clean ingredients. 11-pin match, step ladder bowling. It's match number 2 after the seeding match. You called in Arlington, Texas. And as the top seed, took on Tommy Jones, who had just been inducted into the Hall of Fame. And what did Tommy do?
Shot 300 in the title match,
300
yeah.
game. 27th all-time PBA Tour history on TV. See his road to the finals. And we talked to Darren about that last night. He said, look, what are you going to do? There's nothing you can do to beat a 300. Proud of the fact he's a top seed in Arlington that week. Here, the 7-pin stands for Tang. Looking for answers.
Well, he's hanging in there, though. You know, he's not. He's getting a little closer with each shot. He's only down 13.
Up steps Sean Rash here. Out of the 7th frame. Works on a strike. Chance for a 23-pin lead. Been in control throughout. But as Randy said, not able to pull away. Flirts with the channel again, then crunches that 1-3 pocket. 60 feet to success for Rash. A big shot and a 23-pin lead.
You can see the ball speed and location right there. 20 miles an hour is bringing it.
Other finishers, Kyle Troop, Lavoie, Buttra, big names, Wes Malott, we mentioned his match play, Matt McNeil, lefty, and Quebec's Patrick Girard, just out of the show. Good bowlers there. Bill O'Neill en route to the Hall of Fame. Kyle Sherman, a young star, up and coming on the tour. Rash. Stays hot. Up 33.
Well, Sean Rash did exactly what he was hoping, and that's working on a strike. He doubled up, turned it into a 3-bagger, and increased his lead from 13 to 33.
We should mention how incredibly kind Darren Tang was with friend Marshall Kent recently.
Yeah, I mean, he got on a plane and flew back to Seattle, escorted Marshall home after the death of Marshall's father, and then spent the night in a hotel room, and then turned around and got back on a plane to fly back to Virginia the next day. Let's take a look at Darren Tang's game. He gets the ball into the swing fairly early and to the top of the swing real early, but he waits on it nicely right here. And then obviously the great athletic position at the foul line.
He's the Storm player of the game. And did get his mark to stay within striking distance, but it's not going to be easy. Head-to-head with Sean Rash. He was working on a turkey into his 9th. The time to strike is now. Nice shot. Just missed the pocket. 6-7-10 up. And Sean Rash is in great shape here to advance at the stepladder.
Got it out to the half board. It overhooked, leaving the 6-7-10. Yeah, it's all but over now for Darren. Nice tournament for him. I know he's not pleased with not coming away with the W, but again, more to build on for Darren Tang moving forward and into the playoffs.
So the quest for his first career title will continue. Rash trying to slam the door. Doing just that with a big shot. This one is over officially for Sean Rash with a 4-bagger and now a 58-pin lead. He'll climb the stepladder and take on the 2-seed Packy Hanrahan. Packy 225 in the seeding round game. EJ Tacker, the top seed, threw a 247. As we mentioned, this is a big event for Sean. If he gets to the final, beat Packy, then he'll get to the 8th spot PBA points list and get a bye in the first round of the upcoming PBA playoffs. So that's really important. One match from that now. To have to take on a lefty, though.
That. Pretty consistent numbers for Sean Rash. His location's been pretty nice throughout this entire game, and then right around that 19.5, 20 mile an hour mark with his ball speed.
This one is over. Sean Rash blast Darren Tang, match 2. Step ladder bowling continues from Centerville, Virginia, just outside D.C. Two-handed southpaw. Packy Hanrahan, a quest for his first career title against Rash next. First match complete. Sean Rash, impressive a win in the 3-4 seed match. Our step ladder bowling continues as he takes care of Darren Tang, 268-189. Now it's Rash Hanrahan. Randy in match 3 overall. Second step ladder should be fun to watch.
Lefty versus righty. Sean Rash, a nice opening 268. And Packy Hanrahan, the hot two-handed lefty, coming off of an impressive performance with his team, the Portland Lumberjacks, and winning the Elias Cup.
Second match underway here. Step ladder bowling, double wood 2-8 for Sean Rash. He looks down at the foul line, checking the footing.
Looked a little steeper through the front part of the lane and just didn't catch enough of that drive to the right to get back to the pocket.
Side of the 2-8.
Yeah, that's
covers.
It's cutting it thin.
But gets it done. Great to have the Storm World Series of Bowling back. Just enough. The PBA, because of COVID, went on pause March 15th after the World Championship, then resumed with the PBA Tour Finals in July, won by a cow troop in Jupiter, Florida. And now we are back. Packy Hanrahan, two-handed lefty. All 10 down for Packy. Good start.
A little higher rep rate for Packy. Same kind of location. And he's using urethane.
This event started with more than 100 players from 20-plus countries back in March at South Point in Vegas. Wow, great shot, 1-2 pocket. Rushes the rack, and all 10 in the pit for Packy.
He's going much straighter through the front part of the lane than he did during the league series. Perfect in the 1-2. I think the only thing Packy needs to complete his arsenal is more confidence in himself. Nice shot.
Rash looked pretty confident, Randy.
Yeah. There he is, almost getting that 20 mile an hour zone right there. And rev rate approaching almost 400. Of course, he's not really trying to get on it. I think Sean can get over 400 easily, but the lane's so dry. Remember, this is a very short 33-foot pattern, and he's just kind of letting the lane take that reactive resin ball to the pocket.
Oh, going.
Whoa. Into the gutter, and Randy thought that was going to happen. Well, the bowler's going so far right.
Oopsie.
Well, we mentioned it at the top of the show that but this pattern will sometimes sneak up on you, and if you do get it going too far to the right too quickly with not enough on it, it's going to go in. You think about all the shots that Sean has thrown that would have been on the half board, the one board, and then finally one finds its way into the gutter.
Okay, gets the spare out of it. That's the good news.
Nine spare, baby.
And the other good news is because he was working on a strike, he didn't lose any pin counts. So that 0 spare is as good as 9 spare.
After that frame.
Wow. I'm really interested to see how he responds next time. Road to the finals here for Packy. 230 plus average to qualify 6th, and then Chris Fye and Buttriff went down in 5 and 4 games in the best of 5. Leaves the 7.
Good shot. Good shot.
Seven pin, cross lane, no problem there for Packy. Has the spare. Back to Kimberly.
Well, Dave, Packy told us his goal this season was to become PBA League eligible and maybe even make a show. Not only has he met that goal, but he exceeded it. He won the PBA League Elias Cup last week with his fellow Portland Lumberjack teammates and made not 1 but 2 shows this season. And after making this TV final, he said, "It's a dream come true that I made a second show, especially after hoping for so long just to make one."
Back on TV, Kimberly. Happy to be so. It's such a cool moment to watch Packy and the Lumberjacks defend their title. Back-to-back jacks for the Lumberjacks. But now it's all about individual bowling. That's a big shift, too, from the team game, 5-man Baker format. A good match here. We called that in Shawnee, Oklahoma. As Rash climbed the ladder and took down the top-seeded lefty Simonelli for the title. 2 pin.
Yeah, Sean's fighting the break point, as you can see right there, 3.8. It's a good 2 boards inside, and that's why it went light. I wonder if that has anything to do with the last time he had thrown a shot, it actually went in the gutter.
Hold that thought. Hey, junior bowlers, want to start your journey as a pro? Head off to PBA.com. Sign up for the all-new PBA Junior Club. Join now for access to exclusive PBA content, discounted tournament entry, smart scholarship awards, official merchandise, and so much more. Sign up today at PBA.com. So as we were talking about, challenging after throwing a ball in the gutter, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably going to stay with you.
Great ball
nice
change.
there. Yeah, he made a ball change.
Great ball
and right
change.
there, look at the number there. See, I mean, that anytime he gets it to that 1.5, it usually strikes. Can you in the night? Thanks. Those numbers didn't look that bad, did they? So now at some point you have to ask yourself, well, how much is that urethane ball affecting the oil pattern on the left side of the lane? Because we know that urethane makes the front part of the lane hook and drags oil towards the pins. Good shot.
And that, with a double wood, Randy, is the guaranteed rate spare of the game.
Well, he covers the 3 and the 9 perfectly with the bowling ball. Covers both pins. That's the way you draw it up.
Spare the game brought to you by Guaranteed Rate. Mortgage rates are historically low. Save money at rate.com today. Midway point lead at 10. Match 3, but second step ladder. Top seed EJ Tackett awaits. Flirts with the channel on his side. And the 8 gets a bump late. Down it goes.
Yeah, he got it way wide. And it hit the dry and just looked like somebody kicked it to the right, crosses over, and then he rolls the 4 pin. Or excuse me, the 8 pin. That's a nice break here.
He'll take it. Along with that 10-pin lead, Randy halfway home in match 3.
Well, we're halfway through. Packy, he's never won before. Will all that change tonight? Stick around and find out.
Great match here. It's match 3. Rash, 10-pin deficit with Packy Hanrahan, the two-handed lefty, trying for his first career title. Dave Ryan, Randy Pearson, Kimberly Prester, our entire crew here. Go Bowling PBA Cheetah Championship, part of the Storm World Series of Bowling. It is back after a long layoff and the shutdown in March. So pleased to be here in suburban DC.
Oh, come on, Vic.
Rash, double wood 2-8.
So good.
I think the problem is that number right there. Almost a mile an hour faster on some of his shots. He gets real close to 20 at times, but that was a little bit quicker. Keeps cutting that 2-8 on the thin side.
Great shot, not a commercial. Pretty good shot on a commercial.
Yeah, he was working on a strike. He could have drawn even.
I was gonna hook.
Instead, it's a 10-pin deficit for Sean Rash. The winner of this match will take on our number 1 seed, E.J. Tackett.
Good shot. Let's go.
Sean Rash with 15 career tour titles, 2 majors.
Okay. Keep your legs underneath. There you go.
Beauty there.
Can't beat you.
Perfect shot. 1-3 pocket.
Great shot.
Those pins had no chance. He realizes how good that was.
Are we talking at all about the show that's coming up?
Strike in the left lane. Packy works on a strike into his 7th frame. Arsenal for Packy.
Purple Hammer.
Big shot. Up by 20. Just the 3 to contend with. Almost had the 3-9 double wood. Just off the mark in the 1-2 pocket.
Yeah, so the blue lines, the strikes that Packy's thrown, and the red lines are a couple of 9 spares and 1/8 spare. But you kind of get a sense of what he's trying to do and get that ball to that break point right there, and then obviously get the ball flush into the 1-2 pocket. That far blue line that you see, that's the one where he got it wide early and it went Brooklyn. Immediately following this is the Chameleon. It's okay to say immediately following. Don't forget, immediately following the Cheetah Championship is the Chameleon Championship.
Watch out. Tough spare conversion.
That's pretty good too.
2, 4, 7, 10.
Well, he's going to try to get the ball over to the left side of the 2-pin and cut it into the 10. So over here, and then cut that into the 10, and then the ball will take out the 4 and 7.
Packy had been clean. Just to avoid the open frame. Lot to cover. Can't get it done. 2-10 stand, open frame. New match. Rash in the lead.
For the first time in this match.
Up by 18, takes advantage.
Pretty good shot, Sean.
That's what you do, Sean Rash.
Same thought. Same thought.
I like the self-talk as well. That's good stuff.
Thought process.
And you
I'll
can
take
see
my second, please.
Sean's been pretty close, especially his location at the arrows. and the gutter's the reason frame 3 isn't there. But I mean, I like what he's been doing, and just the one errant shot that he threw it in to the right channel, he was still able to spare that, and he's been okay. A couple of 2-8s where he got a little quick, a little fast. Aside from that, he's making some nice shots and managing his game nicely.
As you can see, the scoreboard there, he took his second re-rack. Packy has 2 remaining. Foundation frame to go up by 26. Tries for a turkey here, big shot.
You in the lane. Keep legs under you. Feet under you.
Can increase his lead to 26 with a strike here.
See if that self-talk pays off. Yes, it does.
Take that.
What a shot for Sean Rash.
Told you he can get his rev rate up there. It's well over 400s now, and
You do it.
that was a great shot there. Sets up the 10th frame for Sean Rash. Nothing Packy can do about it now.
Be right. Yes! Take that!
213 max score for Packy. Well, now it's going to be
The same
203.
Just tighter and tighter and tighter every shot.
So he's saying it's getting tighter and tighter every shot, and I made mention of it earlier with what urethane does to an oil pattern. Since the urethane balls don't absorb oil like reactive resin cover stocks do, instead, because of the surface of the urethane bowling ball, because it's so abrasive, it dries the front part of the lane up, and then it takes oil and it actually pushes it towards the head pin. And you heard Packy say it. They're getting tighter and tighter with every shot, slicker and slicker with every shot. And so think about this, Dave. The farther that oil moves down the lane towards the pins, the less friction and the less curve, less hook players are going to have. Look at that ball laboring now. Yeah. And, you know, sometimes it happens a lot faster. Sometimes it takes a couple of games for that to happen. But right now it happened pretty quickly for Packy. He had a good look to start. Now all of a sudden his ball won't hook at all. Sean Rash is going to move on to face E.J. Tackett in the championship match.
So Packy the 2 seed, 225 in that seeding round game. Not quite enough, just couldn't find that look into the 1-2 pocket. As Randy explained so well. Rash.
Well, Sean did the smart thing. He just wants to keep it on the lane, obviously. If there's a gutter,
One down.
it could be disastrous, but I mean,
One to go.
he's doing the right thing. A little crossover. Sean will advance.
This one is over. 6-pin, no problem there for Sean Rash.
Yeah, they're in the 3-ball skinny bags behind 21 and 2.
Let's go back to Kimberly Pressler.
Thanks, guys. Well, it's time now for Do You Know the Pros, sponsored by Go Bowling. So which player actually has a secret talent that could get him a job at the circus? Is it Sean Rash? Is it Darren Tang? Is it Packy Hanrahan or E.J. Tackett? We're going to find the answer to that when we return from the break. Now it's time to give you the answer for Do You Know the Pros, sponsored by Go Bowling. Which player has a secret talent that could get him a job at the circus? Is it Sean Rash, Darren Tang, Packy Hanrahan, or E.J. Tackett?
I don't know, it just kind of started at like a birthday party when I was younger. I saw this guy juggling, and I just kind of was like, thought it was the coolest thing ever, and I just decided that, you know, I wanted to get good at it. So I, you know, went home, took some scarves, and My dad's a gym teacher, so he kind of helped me out along the way, but really just practice a ton to get better at it.
That is impressive, Kimberly. Packy, we love it. The bracket so far leading to our championship match, Tackett and Sean Rash. Combined 28 career titles, Randy. They've got a lot of majors as well. They're both bound for the Hall of Fame. It's a dream matchup as we get there, set for our championship match here, World Series of Bowling in the Cheetah Championship. This is going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, it really is. You know, it'd be really fun to watch, though, if Packy would juggle chainsaws while they were going. That would be cool.
He's just kidding, Packy. Don't do it.
I'm kidding, Packy. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a great matchup, and two of the best we have on tour, and they're both at the top of their games right now. So this is a pick 'em. I think the lanes are set up nicely right now and conducive for a couple of big games. So whoever executes is going to win this title match.
E.J. Tackett trying for his 14th career PBA Tour title, head-to-head with Sean Rash. What a matchup we've got for you here. The World Series of Bowling on FS1. Championship time when we return to Centerville, Virginia. Stay with us. Ready for our championship match. What a tremendous head-to-head we've got here, Rash and Tackett, Randy.
Absolutely. Age 28 on your left and 38 on your right. Look at the amount of titles. I mean, E.J. Tackett, in 8 years, the career that he's amassed is just incredible. Sean Rash has just been doing it for a long time.
Again, flirts with the channel, but gets all 10 back. Good start.
And Sean Rash just makes the ball change there, and you can see he's still out that outside part of the lane.
Here's E.J. Tackett. Top seed. After the seeding round to start this show. Had some time off. All 10 back. Great start. As we talked about, such a big theme, the cheetah oil pattern, one of the PBA's shortest. Finds those players on the extreme outside part of the lane. One gutter ball so far. Gutter ball prediction, what do you think?
I'm going to say no gutter balls in this title match.
We saw EJ's road to the finals. His second frame.
EJ's a lot deeper at the arrows as well, Dave. I mean, he's starting at this one at almost 12, still sending it out, but not near as far to the right as Sean Rash. He's not getting it to the edge. Doesn't mean he won't, but he's just really creating a little bit more angle through the front part of the lane.
Perfect start, Randy, for each.
Trust. Keep the legs on it.
Come on. Really good shot, Sean.
He liked it, 4-pin stance.
Well, Dave, remember, he did change balls from the ball he was using that last game, and he gets it to the spot to the right, and then this one just kind of over jumps on him.
Four-pin, no problem. First non-strike of our championship match at the Storm World Series of Bowling. Millions of kids nationwide are without their normal access to sports and play due to COVID-19. That's why Fox Sports has teamed up with Good Sports to restore play for kids and the community organizations that serve them through donations of brand new sports equipment. You can also help keep kids in the game by donating to Restore Play. Visit goodsports.org to learn more.
Keep your legs on. Oh.
Lots of self-coaching. Didn't like it, but that's oh, goodness, there it goes. How did it stay up so long? Wow, it was wild.
That is crazy, man. Watch the 7-pin. Look at that.
Talk about flirting with the channel.
That thing stood up in the gutter.
That was
It's
wild.
Like, it was,
Man.
It was stubborn.
Tackett, first 2 strikes in the match.
Oh, whoopsie.
Didn't like it at all, but pretty good ball reaction. 1-3 pocket. Wow.
He thought that ball was going Brooklyn. I guarantee you, he thought it was going to go left and high. I mean, that ball there was at the 5 board.
Oh, whoopsie.
What a great reaction.
He'll take it gladly. Next to the front 4 here. 500 record TV title matches. Whoa.
Gotta get it there.
So you heard him say, I got to get it there, and that means that he's got to get it farther to the right so the ball will see friction. EJ is going to get, or try to get his bowling ball over here to this side of the head pin, throw it into the 10, and the ball will take out the 2 and the 4.
1, 2, 4, 10. Yes! Takes them all down. Big spare conversion in our championship match for EJ Tackett.
Well, beauty here to avoid an open frame after a 3-bagger and maintain a nice lead. That ball almost backing up into the 1-2, and he throws the head pin into the 10, just like we drew it up, Dave.
Okay, Sean didn't like that. Do it again. Saw a dog earlier in the seeding round. Big theme of the night. Can Sean break through and win his first career World Series of Bowling TV championship?
Move the board, so move the board.
The event moving from Detroit to Vegas, then of course due to COVID postponed. Now we're back in action here in Virginia.
Not bad.
No, it wasn't bad at all, really. And again, even with that angle to the pocket, there's so much friction out on the lane that Sean still left that kind of that quitter 10 right here. Wasn't bad. It wasn't that bad, though, honestly.
Happy to present the championship match uninterrupted. We're going all the way through here, Pards.
Yes, sir.
Tackett, 16-pin lead.
Legs under you. Find a way.
Each working on a spare. Rash left lane. Ball 10 down.
Thing is, again, yeah, that microcell polymer bowling ball, it's called a tank blitz. And it's much more critical for EJ to get it to that drier part of the lane.
Tackett back up and all 10 back down. EJ Tackett blisters the rack. A great shot.
And that's where we're talking about that location. He can get it to that spot. It's with a good hand. It should return off of that.
Two-pin missed the pocket.
Well, you see how, even with this location, which is really good, how that bowling ball's not coming off of that spot. He got it to the right location, but it's starting to get a little bit tighter down lane, and that left lane is going to give him trouble unless he goes to something stronger, or maybe even reactive resin on that left lane.
Sorry, I thought we had a commercial. First time. Same spot.
Dave, did you not tell Sean that we were going uninterrupted?
I thought I just said that, but
Well, he didn't hear you.
he did not hear me clearly. Good thing he didn't.
It looks like Sean's going to a different ball now. I wonder if that's the same ball that I can't tell if it's the same one he was using. No, it looks different.
Sixth frame.
Oh, boy.
Rash. Wow.
Oh, boy.
Look at that ball reaction.
Oh, boy.
And all 10 into the pit.
I know the name of the ball, but I don't want to mention it unless this article comes back up.
The risk reward of flirting with a gutter. It's fun to watch.
That's an ordinance curl on the right lane, and I don't know what this.
Keep your legs under you.
Close match.
Okay, that's
Left lane for Rash. With a big shot. Comes through and takes a lead in the 7th frame.
So it looks like Sean is using an ordnance pearl on the right lane.
Nice and level, baby. Nice and level.
And I'm trying to find out what he's using on the left lane. Flux solid on the left lane, so he's got a little bit stronger ball on the left lane, which makes sense because the left lane looks like it's the slicker of the two. And EJ's going with the tank on both the right and left lane.
7th frame works on a spare. Big shot, tack it, strikes.
Well, he's got the right lane. The question is, how does he get the left lane? Take a look at this style. It's pound for pound, in my opinion, the strongest on tour. So a little bit of cup there, no big deal, right? But watch this elbow and wrist just load and then unload like he's throwing a yo-yo right into the floor. It's just a beautiful thing to watch. So what does he do on this left lane? Does he move right and just kind of tighten his angle up a little bit, or does he stay where he's at and throw it a little bit slower?
Let's find out here, Randy. Oh. 2-4-10. Really difficult conversion coming here for Tackett, and so late in the match, that hurts.
Get it into it.
There was a chance to take a lead.
And again, you can see the slickness of that left lane for EJ Tackett. He's going to try to get his ball to this side of the 2-pin and then throw that 2-pin over into the 10. Thanks, sorry.
Can he convert? Yes! Tackett picks it up.
Not done yet.
And he's not done yet, Randy. What a conversion for EJ.
Yeah, Dave, I was going to say he makes the washout in the 4th frame, and then he comes right back and makes the 2-4-10 here in the 8th, keeping his hopes and dreams alive for winning this thing. Sean Rash now, nothing EJ can do about this guy. No defense, just offense.
Up by 14. Trip on the 2. He'll take it along with that 14-pin lead.
Well, you have no idea how big this break was for Sean Rash, because it could have been 9 spare, which would have made it a 3-pin match, but instead Sean Rash trips the 2-pin forward to make a 4-bag, or to create a 4-bagger, and now Sean can increase his lead to 24 with another strike in the 9th. Max scores now EJ Tackett 236. Max score for Sean Rash 260.
Huge break, Randy.
Yeah,
wow.
Dave, that may have been the biggest break he's ever gotten in the World Series of Bowling. Let's see if he can take advantage of it.
Good tempo.
Never had a World Series of Bowling title. Maybe that changes here in Centerville, Virginia. Foundation frame to go up by 24. Across lane, no tap on the 10 this time.
Oh, great shot, Sean.
There was shrapnel across the deck, but didn't get to the 10 pin.
Well, no matter what, E.J. Tackett can't shut out Sean Rash. Rash can still shoot 239 now, and E.J.'s max score, like I said earlier, 236.
So good. Good shot, Sean.
Look at the max scores.
Well, the good news is E.J. is up on the right lane. The bad news is he has to finish on the left lane. Last 3 shots for E.J. on the left lane, 2-4-10, 2-pin washout.
Won the Barbazol PBA Tour Finals in Vegas. We called that together, Randy. Last time he's won. 2019. Strike for EJ.
I think he struck every shot on that lane. Yes, he has. And only once on the left lane. And he chose to finish on the left lane. So EJ is going to have to make an adjustment here. And I'm not really sure what the adjustment would be, because if he moves right, I'm afraid that he's going to run into early friction. He might just have to stay where he's at and just back down on the ball speed to give that bowling ball some time to react on the slick, tighter left lane.
Enormous shot. EJ Tackett. Great pin. Got a nudge.
Yeah, no matter what he did, he couldn't get his ball to come around the corner on that lane.
You call it, Randy.
Focus on your process, nothing else.
4 shots and you couldn't get it there any time. Come on, EJ.
And it's a shame, too, with all the spare conversions with the washout and the 2-4-10
Gotta get it there, man.
to keep himself
Come on,
in it.
EJ. That was awful.
Frustration. Been a while. More than a year since he's won. Despite all the greatness for EJ Tackett. Tough moment here in Centerville, Virginia.
Really won't hook, will it?
Nope.
Can't figure that left lane out.
It won't, and that's why Sean's using a stronger ball on that lane.
Gosh, darn it.
No, he doesn't even need that, man. He doesn't even need a marker.
Sean gets 9 on this first ball. It's over.
Just 9.
8-1 will work as well.
Sean Rash looking for a 16th title. He'll get all 10 down.
I don't care how it happened, but it just did! Yeah!
Well, hey, check
Walk through the door!
Sean Rash is a champion again. On the PBA Tour, Randy, that was something.
And the first time at the World Series,
Finally.
tripped a couple of 2-pins en route. And, boy, I'll tell you what, like I said, that one in the 8th frame was huge.
15 shows without a title of the World Series of Bowling before tonight. And Sean Rash has done it. En route to the Hall of Fame. He's won his 16th career title
How about that, Wes?
in his 15th year
Everyone
on tour.
God believes in you. To my family, I miss you so much. Gotta believe, baby. Show a heart, you get it.
Sean Rash, finally, the wait is over.
Long time. 11 years.
Finally.
Got that trophy now.
Oh, girls.
This was the clincher. First ever World Series of Bowling title.
Just did! Yeah!
I'll tell you what, Dave, that was a 2-8-10 away from being a tie game. Because if he leaves the 2-8-10 and then takes the 2-8 back, we're tied.
Let's
Sean,
go, Kimberly.
well, it looks like the 15th time is the charm for you. You are finally standing in the winner's circle at the World Series of Bowling. Describe this moment.
It's unbelievable. You know, we've had 11 World Series now, right? 10, I don't know what it is. And I've made many shows. I've knocked on the door a lot. And you just got to step through sometimes. And, you know, hats off to EJ. Makes the washout, the 210, keeps the game close. I got a couple huge breaks rolling the 2-pin. You got to have them. You know, last year I lost the title to Mr. Dick Allen. My teammate rolled the 2-pin and beat me in Lubbock. So they say they all even out. But thank you.
Well, let's talk about the match right now, because you were talking about EJ made that big, huge spare conversion in the 8th just to keep things close between you two, but you stayed focused. How were you able to do that to come away with the win?
Yeah, when you're bowling EJ, which is one of the best bowlers on tour right now, has been for a while, gonna be for a while, you just expect him to make it. And one of the things that talking to Jimmy and Sean, just keeping my process calm, everyone knows I like to get amped up, and my emotions get the best of me a lot. Today, the emotions helped out.
Well, congratulations. Enjoy this moment, because you are now World Series Bowling champion.
Number 16 feels pretty damn good right here in Centerville. Thank you, Bolero, the PBA, Fox Sports. Can't wait to watch this.
Well done, Sean. Good promo there. And Sweet 16 for Sean Rash. Yeah. That's got to feel good. He waited so long in his career to win a World Series of Bowling title, and he's finally accomplished that here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he's a shoe-in for the Hall of Fame. And like we said at the top of the show, it's kind of hard to believe that 15 World Series of Bowling Finals appearances, and
wonder how much
he had never won until tonight. But, you know, he got a couple of breaks. Like I said, if he leaves the 2-8-10 in the 10th frame, which he could have done very easily, we'd have been tied. Instead, the 10 goes down, 8 goes down. He leaves that 2-pin, or actually rolls the 2-pin. It was game over. So, you know, kudos to Sean. He did everything he had to do to strike. He did everything he had to do to win.
Chameleon Championship with Belmo is coming up next here on FS1. For Randy Peterson, Kimberly Pressler, and the entire crew, it's Dave Ryan saying so long for now for the 2020 Storm World Series of Bowling. Cheetah Championship goes to Sean Rash. For the first time in his career, he's finally won a